Hello everyone, I'm going to do something a bit different, something I haven't done for a long time. Today it is Saturday, July the 11th, 2026, and I'm going to do a short-ish divination with pieces of sea glass. I call these jewels, sea jewels or sea gems, and I've recovered them from various sea shores and beaches over the years and decades. So it's a mixture of the older, bigger pieces here. Some of these pieces were recovered from beaches in Normandy, some from beaches around the UK, and I'm going to combine them with the most recent sea jewels or sea gems, which are here, which I gathered, me and my other half gathered, as we were visiting the beaches of Somerset, particularly Bream Beach. I don't think there were any from Bream Beach, but there were some from Cliveden or Clevedon. If you haven't visited that beach, please go and have a look at their beautiful pier. And it's the oldest and only, I think, the only Grade 1 pier in the UK, and it's absolutely beautiful and beautifully restored. Cliveden or Clevedon, I'm not sure how you say that, Clevedon I think. Anywho, these were the sea jewels or sea gems that I recovered with Jörn from the beach at Clevedon. And it was funny because we were having a really lovely day, and I was aware, didn't want to spend too long on the beach because we had other things on the list that we wanted to do. And I said to Spirit, okay, come on, find me a beautiful blue piece of glass. Come on, because I haven't found a blue piece, and that'll be the signal that I'm doing the right thing and it's time to go. Always ask and you shall receive, because this is what they gave me. Look at that. Almost the same colour as the nail varnish. And it's the only little blue piece of glass. So that was wonderful and magical. So what I'm going to do, friends, is I'm going to combine the two, the older, bigger pieces with the smaller pieces, and then I'm going to cast. Lovely. Move that out of the way. So this is very, very hot here. I apologise if you hear any sounds. There's a beautiful electric fan going on upstairs, which is very loud and boomy, and planes overhead, and kids screaming in pools, which is lovely, but can be loud. Chickens next door, which is lovely, but also can be loud. So apologies if any sounds, other sounds, extraneous sounds get through, but it's part of life, isn't it? Part of living in a lovely community with other people. So lovely. I'm just going to sit for a moment. I haven't had any downloads other than I want to do the scribe with the sea jewels and sea gems. Just take a drink. Now this water actually is the last bit of chalice water, well water from Glastonbury, which we got on the way back from our holiday. So it's the red chalice, the red well is what they call it, the chalice well. So thank you Mother Nature, thank you Gaia. A little bit of cool water. Perfect. So I'm just going to check that you can still see. Yes, apologies if there's any wobbles. I have got the camera right up on a tripod against the table, so I'll try not to wobble it. Let us, oh, she says, immediately wobbling it. Right, okay, let's have a look. Oh, right, Spirit, may we have some messages, please, for the collective? As ever, this reading and divination with the sea jewels and sea gems is timeless. For the individual, for the collective, there may be messages in there for you, maybe messages in there for me, but they are for everyone in a sense, if we're espousing to the view that we are one, and I do definitely do that. The one consciousness. Thank you, Spirit. To the side there. Okay. Thank you. I may take some more in a bit. Thank you. So what I'm seeing is there is actually a little stone that has joined the group. It isn't glass. In fact, I think there might even be more than one. There's another one there. That isn't on the paper, so I won't talk about it. That might be shell. This isn't shell, but what I want to say is something feels like it's out of place in one of your collectives. Might be your community, might be your family, might be your soul tribe. But even though it isn't of the tribe, as in it isn't glass, it still belongs at this time. Don't know what that means, but it will mean something to some of you. So, as I say, please take what resonates, leave the rest. We have an outlier here, an outlier. And this, I feel, is a message about on something you have gone out of your comfort zone. You stand apart on something. What I want to say is you're being encouraged to stay in that position. Don't feel, oh, you know, outlier. I think it's been, I think that the outlier was done with deliberation and thought. You might have been hesitating to come back into the central group, and I'm sort of being guided to say, don't do that. You stand alone on something, you have thought outside the box, you've left the comfort zone, and that's very good. That's interesting because it's similar to this little stone that isn't a piece of glass. What else have I got? Lots of green. Lots of green. So heart chakra, healing energy, obviously. Green is always the most common colour of sea glass that I find, sea jewels and sea gems. Many, many hues of green. Very rare are the blue pieces and the white, and sometimes you get a piece of red and other things. I've just realised I haven't got all the glass in. I do actually have another little pot or glass pot with a seal that has other bits in it. I'm not going to use it because it's up there and it means me leaving the scene. But I mustn't forget that for next time. So the heart chakra, I think there's a heart healing that's happened or happening. You've done a lot of work on this, and it might even be related to these two topics of feeling like you don't belong in a collective or a group or a community or whatever, but you do. I think these are thoughts in your head. We are more than our thoughts, although our thoughts can guide us and things like that, but yeah. There may even be a connection here with this one in a way that you may have thought, should I jump out? Like this one here, because I'm not necessarily of that collective, but the advice is no, you're where you're meant to be. Just as this one is meant to be where they are. Stand out, there's something you're outstanding. Stand out, there is something you are outstanding on. You are meant to shine and step apart from the group on this issue. It's a talent, it's a skill. I've got a feeling it's connected to performance. What else have we got? I'm seeing bridging the gap here on something, there have been two things that have been very difficult and you've been provided with a bit of a stepping stone from one to the other. The gap has been bridged. It isn't sort of 100% safe, but it's definitely enough that you can tread on it to move to the next thing. This reminds me, guys, of a very beautiful thing called, I think it's called Tarr Steps. I think it's a medieval clapper bridge in Somerset. I'll try and put a link to it in the description box below for this video. Please go and have a look at that amazing medieval bridge. There's a lovely folk tale attached to it, and it's the only one of its kind in the country. So use that stepping stone. Yeah, take the leap of faith. You can. It's safe enough to tread on to go on to the next thing. I'm also getting here a quoit, Q-U-O-I-T, or what was commonly known as an old burial site. You'll often see them in Neolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic Britain and France and anywhere where the Celtic nations were, or where that Mesolithic, Neolithic culture is to be found. Lots of large stones with a sort of a big capstone. They were burial chambers. This setup here is reminding me of that. So the download I'm getting with that is that it's time to bury something. You've been holding on too long to some aspect, friends. You've been encouraged to let go. Let it be buried, let it die. Yeah, simply let it go. With this stone, I'm getting a very strong sense of a crown. From this angle of where I'm sitting, it looks very crownly, it looks regal, it looks majestic. I'm getting a connection between this crown-looking sea jewel and this one here. So we said this represents standing outside with talents in a performative way. It could be speaking, could be dancing, could be singing, could be, you know, on your own, in a duo, in a group, acting. Could be doing anything, could be doing a podcast like this, could be something performative. You're really good at this, you're really talented, and I want to say they're saying you wear the crown, a crown. They want to crown your efforts on this, that's what I'm feeling. And I've had a lot of downloads, not today but prior, a little bit, for the crown chakra. Lots of crown chakra. So I am being drawn to say, pay attention to your crown chakra. Inloads, downloads, channeling coming in for you. If you don't know how to do that, there are loads of things on YouTube and other platforms, and even on Two for Joy, of course. There are tuition podcasts and videos about understanding, channeling, connecting with your higher self and your spiritual team. Lovely. What else have we got? We've got some browns. With the browns, I'm getting a triangle, 3, so 3 is relevant here. 4 is definitely relevant, 1's relevant, 5. These brown stones are formulating a triangle, and it's sort of as above, so below. For me, it's just off to one side. If we say that's the divine and above, and this is the earthly plane, as above, so below. And that feels to me like a confirmation that you're really doing what you should. You're in alignment and you're where you should be at this time. I'm also getting, you're getting angelic help and presence, because this stone to me looks like an angel. Sort of slightly on their side, but they will manifest or be by us in different ways. I often thought mine were, well, I don't know how it is now, but a few years ago I thought they were by my side, and I think they may be. But I think I'm also aware, I have been made aware they are in front of me also. But I think they may swap around, they may move around, and you may get different angels coming and one's leaving. But I think there are some that stay with you in this human life, from the moment you're born to the moment you pass on to the next being, to the next state. Oh, to the next being. That's interesting. That was a channeled message. The moment you pass on to the next being. That would speak of reincarnation. What else have we got? I'm going to take a few more in a moment, but prior to that I'm going to say I'm getting ship vibes, I'm getting travelling, I'm getting ship sails, forward movement. For me it's left, so you may be going on a boat, you may be going on a cruise, you may be just messing about on a boat, but it's a boat with sails. I'm also getting from this group of sea gems that your ship is coming in, and it is more or less docking. I think you've waited a long time for something. It might be related to this performance issue, and it's coming in. Hallelujah. I love that. Let's take another load. I'm just going to close my eyes for this and turn away so that I'm not influenced by... Okay. Oh, 2 more outliers. I'm just going to move the tray off to the side. This outline stone is really beautiful. It's very tumbled. There are no rough edges on it. For me, this is saying ancestor. Something to do with a timeline. I think it's something to do with a passed on ancestor. An angelic being. It feels very white. It looks very white to me, even though it's, you know, a bit opaque. I've got a feeling you know who this is. There's a message for you from them. Whoever this is, this ancestor, this divinely passed on soul. And this one over here, this says to me of the struggle, some of the struggle you've had. You've been really flat. It's a very flat stone. You have been a bit flattened. A bit like, if we're going to use a tarot analogy, the Ten of Swords, where the person with all the swords in them is flat. Well, they're dead, they're gone. They couldn't stand up anymore, right? The struggle's been huge. You have felt very flat. It might be emotionally, physically, spiritually, one or all of those. This is changing though. This is the changing point, my friends. And it's very funny because I've now just realised they've drawn me to the attention of the brown stones, and really there are 5, but I really only saw these 3. So this is giving me a bit of the 5-pointed star vibe, which is all the elements plus spirit. And it's in the right way. Look, pointy, 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 pointy. This one's slightly out, but it's more or less a 5-star. Magic. Ooh, there's magic sprinkled in this reading for you, my friends. And really this one landed on, didn't it? Again, I'm getting heart chakra. I love this green sea jewel. Oh, that's such a lovely green. It's almost like olivine. It points to the future, and for me it's an arrow. And again, it's having been flattened, done in by just, you know, life or other things coming in unexpectedly, shocks, forward movement. This is really a changing point for you, my friends. I think that's more or less it. That was really the last of the chalice, or the red well in Glastonbury. Oh, that was delicious. So I think all that remains for me to say is thank you for being in this space, for taking the time to join me on this lovely reading of the Sea Jewels, Sea Gems. If you've liked the content, please like, share, and importantly subscribe to Two for Joy Oracle. Become a sunscriber. And we really have big bright sun today, which is amazing. So thank you for being here. Stay safe, my friends. I will see you in the next reading. We are Friday. There might be one on Sunday. It will probably be a temple path because I think that's picking up momentum and I really enjoy doing that. So thank you for being here. I will see you in the next one, and I wish you a wonderful few days until the next one. Namaste.